Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the channel for this new moon in Aries reading. I'm always excited when I do these readings for you all, the pick a card readings. If you are new here, you're just landing. If you're not familiar with the pick a card, it's where the stacks you see in front of me, I will introduce them to you, but I have pre-pulled from multiple decks to give you a message from Spirit, but I have not seen any of these cards. I pull them and then, I pray, I meditate, I cleanse the decks, and then I reveal them as I tape online with you all. So I love doing this work. Many of you have talked, and given me comments about how you really do get incredible messages from them. So let's hope today is no different, especially because we have an incredible new moon in Aries, that self-starter, the Aries that rules the head, coming with that Mars energy, like really resetting things. And as many of you may know, if you follow astrology, this new moon in Aries is happening while we have a stellium, like planets on top of planets on top of planets stacked in Aries right now. So it really is like, everyone, the astrologers and scientists are saying like nothing like this has happened perhaps ever, and certainly not for centuries in terms of how the energy is lined up right now. So my prayers when I went to Spirit for you all today was, what is your soul's calling? What is it that you really need to hone in on at this time as you prepare with all this fiery energy to get motivated and inspired and ready perhaps to like go in a new direction or really revamp something, get going on something you've been putting on the back burner for a while, but just seeing what Spirit has for you, what your message is today around your soul's calling as you've got this incredible energy in Aries. All right. The way this works is pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. You can choose more than one. You may know exactly what you feel called to. There's no right or wrong. It's just about following your intuition. Many people who listen to my readings for the new and full moons, they get messages from all three stacks. Other people know exactly, they get like that beacon goes and it's like da, 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 and you know exactly where your message lies. So just go with your gut. All right. So that said, pile number one, Spirit had me go into my little apothecary today and pull out some of my magical oils and said some of you were going to be tuned into that. So pile number one, if you are drawn to this vision. And by the way, I'm not affiliated with Art of the Root at all, but I have used their products for years. I use them in my own concoctions, if you will. But I love their oils. They put gemstones and herbs, and well, I don't know if they put gemstones. No, I do the gemstones. This is one that I take and I make my own oils. But they are really good, and I trust their intentions and their focus and their product. So vision, pile number one, that also comes with a piece of opalite. All right, if you're drawn to that. Vision and opalite, pile number one. Pile number two, Spirit drew me to the Holy Spirit oil with, I'm not sure what this is. Somebody's going to tell me. It's this incredible violet, sort of magenta violet stone that I was drawn to. All right. I don't know if that's a form of calcite. I'm not sure, but I couldn't pass it up with the Holy Spirit. And pile number three, I was drawn to Crown of Success oil with a yellow calcite. Crown of Success with yellow calcite. That's pile number three. Okay? All right, you all. Let's get ready to go in. And pardon me for a second. I'm going to jump up and turn down my air conditioner because it's going to come on sure as I get started. And it's loud. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I should have done that. I usually remember to do that before I start taping. All right, there we go. So we won't get interrupted with, wind up sounding like I'm in a wind tunnel. Okay, you all. So if you were drawn to pile number one, vision, and the opalite, let's see what your message is, your soul's calling in this Aries new moon. You have the Kumicho, This is a master. This is somewhat, so you are like, your soul is saying, hey, I came here with some incredible power and knowledge, and it's really saying, I want you to tune into me. I've got some things to talk to you about, help you with. I want you to tune into me because you may be feeling really overwhelmed. Nine of Wands comes. And what's happening here is your soul is saying, your soul's calling is saying, I can tell right off the bat, there's a lot more in your reserves that you may even recognize or understand. So spirit is saying, your soul's calling is saying, look, tune into me right now more than ever. Five of Pentacles comes. You may be experiencing some financial issues. This is also a card sometimes when you're feeling isolated or unsupported in some way. That certainly would play into that Nine of Wands energy. Just feel like you're doing, and what's your payback? Some of you may even, I'm getting, you may be losing sight a little bit of your power and your soul. You may be feeling a little disconnected. You may not you may not be praying as much as you used to, or just feeling, feeling tapped in as much as you used to. But here it is, Knight of Swords. Your spirit is calling you. Swords is communication. Your spirit is calling you, and it is saying, I want to talk to you. Do not think for one moment that because of maybe a lack of support or some financial challenges, even health issues can be indicated here, where you are feeling a little more tired. It could even be something as well, I don't want to call it minor, but it could be, not sleeping like you should, not getting the rest that you should, just being a little off centered. And so there is some messaging that's coming in from your soul. It is literally calling you in Swords. Got some stuff to say to you, pile number one. And I'm going to get into these oracles now. These are your 4 tarot. Let's see what your soul is talking about. Look at this straight off the top. Power and intention. You see that? We just talked about that. This deck, I'll share it with you. It's the Yakuza deck, but the Kumicho. I don't want to say it wrong. The Kumicho, that powerful symbol, that powerful energy that is reflecting your soul at this time. So there's this power and intention. Keeping in mind as well that when we are dealing in new moon energy, we are talking about setting intentions. My little rug is poking up there. All right, there we go. Wow. Now, look on the other side of this. Let me put this back here. On the other side of this, you've got boundaries. So talking about perhaps your energy being pulled on, you're not feeling as motivated or inspired to operate in your fullness. This is what your spirit is saying. Your soul's calling is saying it's time to reconnect. Let some of it go and reconnect. And it's going to take, check it out, courage. I'm getting that there's a warrior energy that presents itself here for you, pile number one. And it is stepping into your natural soul's path, your natural energy. You could do really well at this time to try and tap into your past lives. Try to tap into your natal charts. I just heard, like talking about the astrology of this moment and all of these planets that are stacked in Aries. Spirit is saying, check out your chart. Check out, get to know your strengths, especially wherever Aries is in your chart, because courage. Talk about Mars energy, talk about Aries energy, talk about this Knight of Swords. Knights move, they charge. Talk about power and intention. There's so much richness that's in your energy field right now, pile number one. But it feels like it's getting derailed a little bit, perhaps because you have not set boundaries. You're going. You're trying to be all things to yourself and all people, and it's giving you some burnout, and or you're not getting it reciprocated. All this energy that you're putting out, it's not coming back to you in the ways that you want. And so Spirit is saying, have courage, because you do have the wherewithal to see this particular time through. You've got exposed and revealed. All right. Some of this is self-revelation, the extent to which you have not protected your boundaries. And so you're coming to your soul's calling and saying, hey, we need you to flip the script a little bit and see yourself for who you really are. All of this power that's showing up, this courage that's showing up, this warrior energy or warrioress energy that's showing up. And so exposed and revealed is, remember, you were drawn to vision. So this is literally tapping into the truer part of who you are versus the part that is in the day-to-day life, the mundane stuff, the what you are doing to pay the bills and and take care of the house and take care of family and be a responsible person to your friends. Like, though there is what is being exposed and revealed, even though it can be weighing your spirit down, it may have you feeling a little isolated, or like, okay, all I've got is myself. I'm the only one I can depend on. Well, that's a revelation. It's not meant to hurt you or punish you or deplete you. It's quite the opposite. You need that revelation, because if you are putting up boundaries, healthy boundaries, that's not about closing the world out, healthy boundaries, it's tapping you back into your essence, your truest self, your soul's calling, giving that power and intention and the courage to do it. You've got the eternal now. Experience life fully in the now. It is the only true reality. So there's a taking stock. During this new moon, your soul is calling you to take stock in the now, not rehashing who did what, all of this energy that you've expended, all of the experiences you've had up until now. Spirit is saying, just sit exactly where you are in this moment and see this moment as a launching pad for where you want to go from here. You've got a letter that shows up. So there's some form of communication either coming to you or that you are being asked by your soul to write. It may be something as direct as writing a letter to yourself, writing a letter to your highest self, explaining exactly what your intentions, power and intentions are, like writing it out as a form of a preamble, if you will, to manifesting, putting your vision on paper, spelling it out. Communication is very, very important for you right now, because words are spells. Language is spell work. And what you're doing is raising it higher by saying, okay, I'll start now, the eternal now, meaning the possibilities from this moment on are infinite and limitless. And you really have to believe that. There are watchers. This is your soul's team, your spirit team, looking out for you, right there with you, ready to help you word what you want. They're saying, talk to us. Don't worry about who you're not talking to or who hasn't been talking to you or how that seems to be playing out. Talk to us, because you are highly guarded. You have a very, very powerful energetic field around you, pile number one. Like, seriously, you have a really powerful energetic field, and that field is calling you to express more towards it and them, primarily among that energy, of course, being your soul, your infinite soul, your highest self, and the team, the spirit team that walks with your soul. And doggone if you did not get Aries that came in one of the astrological decks I'm using. Look at that. Definitely your time. Definitely your time. And it says, active, self-starting, daring, fierce, assertive, fiery, exhilarating, innocent, on a mission, bossy, driving, sparky, courageous. Where's our courage? Courageous, selfish, macho, impulsive, argumentative, and competitive. The fire starter. I love that this deck keeps it real, because in any sign and in any energy, there are there are areas where you can go overboard. So when you get into that selfishness or combativeness, some of you may be feeling some of that justifiably. You know, if somebody's pushing your buttons, or if you've been through a challenging time and you feel like you're all you've got, of course you can lean into that energy. But this is also a really good, here you are in this new moon in Aries, pile number one, like all these planets stacked up, and Spirit is saying, be that fire starter for yourself. Have that courage to claim your power. Set your intentions in writing and verbally. Like when you write it, read it out loud. Not just one time, go back to it again and again and again until your nervous system, your parasympathetic system, everything, your psyche really starts to let that message in what you've said. All right? You've got Mercury doubling down on this communication and this letter writing and this speaking. Communication is your superpower right now, pile number one. Mercury. What you say. And so be careful in the here and now. Be careful with what you say, because there is tremendous power in what you call into being right now, pile number one. Tremendous power. So take your time to execute your highest vision. Take your time to execute your highest vision. Here's another message for you. It says, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Look at that. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So, you know, what's interesting here is while we often think about Aries energy as action toward your external world, you know, I'm going to take the class, I'm going to buy the car, I'm going to take the vacation, I'm going to meet somebody, I'm going to doing the things. For you all, there's a reset on the activity. The activity is very much connected to spirit, connected to your soul, connected to taking what you know and who you fundamentally are and bringing that part of you more into your consciousness versus just always responding to what's happening in your external world. All right. Make each day count. That's very tied into that, the eternal now, right? Make each day count. And I get from that, what Spirit is saying here is treat this shift that's being presented to you in all of this powerful, you know, momentum carrying Aries energy day by day. Day by day. When you write that letter or card or vision board, however you, a voice note, whatever you do in this communication with that Mercury in the letter, whatever you do it each day. Literally be consistent, be repetitive until it starts to set in, until you feel the energy shift of your courage. You feel the connection. You start to recognize who you really are. All right. And a stone that will help you finally, pile number one, is rhodochrosite. Service, contentment, healing emotional wounds, and check out this last one, renewal of passion. You see that? Renewal of passion. There's a lot that you're capable of, and a key to you getting it done is to feel passionate about it. You're not somebody who leans completely into the intellectual thought of something, the data of something. You're heart-centered. That's what I'm seeing here. You're more heart-centered. You're more, you want to feel it, taste it, touch it. You want to be more engaged with it. So rhodochrosite is something that will help you and execute your vision or recapture your vision or revamp your vision, okay? All right, pile number one. I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear from you about that reading. All righty. And now we're going to move on to pile number two. Those of you who were drawn to, is it fuchsite? It might be fuchsite. For some reason, that's coming to me, fuchsite. And the oil is none other than the Holy Spirit. All right. If you were drawn to this, let's see. Your soul's calling. Let's see what's happening. Wow. You've got the emperor. Now, who's the emperor? What is the emperor ruled by? I should say Aries and Mars. So talk about coming in hot. Pile number 2. Central to this energy: leadership, vision, courage, fearlessness. Wow. And the Page of Cups. It could very well be that for some of you, again, these readings are general. You could be a family person and you are looking out for others. You could be in some form of a service industry where you are in service to others. You're concerned with their development. You could be a teacher, any number of ways that you operate in the world. But what I'm seeing here is this vision that you create. Your soul's calling is to be of service in some way, or help or guidance in some way to those who are young. You like fostering other people's dreams and hopes for a future. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So there's something here where Knights are movement, but they're slow and methodical and step by step, piece by piece. So this vision for how to help others, or to help foster people's dreams, is something that you may have worked on for a very long time, and or what it is you're thinking of doing is going to take some time, is what Spirit is saying. So don't rush it. Be methodical. Don't be so impulsive, because sometimes in Emperor energy that can happen. Mars energy, that can happen. You want to move fast, boom, you've done something, and then you might have to double back and realize you missed a step. So that Knight of Pentacles is saying, take your time, execute the vision. This is a long-term thing. This is legacy energy that I'm seeing here for you, pile number 2. Literally, like legacy energy. Your soul's calling, what you truly came to this world to do, that has a lasting impact. You have the 7 of Cups. There are many ways that you can go at it. And that also helps flushes out a little bit the Knight of Pentacles, saying take it slow, because there are options for you, pile number 2. The key is you have what it takes to build this lasting vision and to execute whatever this desire is that you have for your life, that is connected to others. And there are many ways for you to go at it. And you need time to assess those ways before you fully commit to only one way, or you do something and then realize, wait a minute, I could have done this a different way. There are many options. So taking your time to do it. There's joy and contentment that comes for you. Your soul is calling you. Especially for some of you, what I'm getting is taking joy and feeling content with what you've already done. If you have been in an industry, or even on a family level, if you have done a lot and fed into others a lot, there's joy in that, is what Spirit is saying. Your soul's calling during this new moon in Aries is saying, give yourself that pat on the back. Recognize what you have done. Honor the fact that it's been over a period of time, and that you still have other ways that you can pursue it. Like really taking a moment and recognizing who you are and what you've accomplished. There's reformation that comes. I like that. I get it, Spirit. Thank you. This ties into that 7 of Cups, because reformation refers to reform, right? Maybe you do the same thing, but you reform it. You do it in another way. And to do that is a 7 of Cups energy, where you have to have choices. Your soul's calling. Your soul is saying, it's time for you to reform perhaps the way you've always done something, or what had been your vision for a goal that you have in your life, whether it's professional or personal. it's time to reform that, because there are other choices at play that you may or may not have considered. There's some healing that comes. Now, I take this one of two ways. This could be your own healing, taking it slow, because in order for you to execute your vision as a leader, you still need a phase of healing, but also this is you being in the healing arts. I'm drawn to that because healing is sort of it kind of has a natural energy of, talking about you were drawn to the Holy Spirit. It has this natural energy of service to others. But sometimes in order to be the best leader and serve others, the way that you do it is to replicate this reformation. You replicate your own reforms, the healing that you undergo, and then you decide from that, based on what I know I've had to go through, I can help others. I've got the leadership and the know-how to help others be able to get through it. You've got a powerful move that comes for you. Notice that chess piece. And in this energy of new moon in Aries, you're ready. I'm telling you, you're almost there. You're ready. Spirit's not saying back down. Spirit is saying take time to examine. Take time to examine, because you will make a powerful move. You have, oh my gosh, I'm done. Look at that. Look at what that card says. Soul's calling. And it says a lot. I'm going to take the time and read you the message. I'm tripping. Soul's calling. All right. Listen up. Pile number 2. Advice from your higher self. Deep within, our soul holds the blueprint of our true purpose. By tuning into this inner guidance, we can navigate life's journey in alignment with our highest destiny. The emergence of the Soul's Calling card is a significant message from your higher self, urging you to listen closely to the whispers of your soul. It's an invitation to quiet the external noise, to meditate, reflect, and discover what truly resonates with your inner being. As you heed this call, you'll find clarity, purpose, and unparalleled joy. Wow. And you got that joy and contentment card. On the back, it says, every individual is here with a unique purpose, a special calling that aligns with their soul's desire and the universe's grand design. This calling may manifest as a passion, a deep-seated interest, or a series of events that steer us in a particular direction. Recognizing and honoring this calling can lead to a life of fulfillment and profound impact. Oh my gosh. Remember when we were looking at this earlier and I said, if this feels like a legacy, that's what you're doing. I also want to hold that up and try to hold it still in case you want to screenshot that. All right, I'll hold that up for a second. And now I'll flip it over and get the reverse if you want to get that screenshot as well. Wow. You're a legacy builder, pile number 2. And again, that's why you were drawn to this Holy Spirit. And I'm not sure where the fuchsite comes in, but it comes in some kind of way, because Spirit sure drew me to it. I even love, that it's in this powerful move. It's kind of in that color spectrum, right? You have a seriously beautiful calling. And I hope that you did take note of that card. Or rewind and rewatch that portion of the tape, because that was like your message in a nutshell. I could just close out your reading right now, but I've got a few more cards for you. You have a bouquet, a gift. It is your natural gift as a leader. Emperor energy, it's your natural gift. It's the gift that your soul is saying you are meant to give and put into the world. The cosmic womb, the divine feminine, what you are creating, gender aside, doesn't matter. This is about creation. This is about growing your creation into a legacy, into fulfillment. Wow. There's a trine astrologically, and there's a flow. A trine harmonizes, it aids and enriches, it benefits, energizes, enjoys, it eases, lubricates, gifts. You had that bouquet, gifts, rhymes, supports, indulgence. So, to the extent that you have a trine in whatever form that trine takes, or whatever signs in your chart, in your natal chart, or even your transits right now, for those of you who know how to pull transit charts, that's very important for you. If you can identify where the trine is, or even any trines that exist within this new moon in Aries. I didn't pull the chart, I'm not an astrologer, but to the extent that there is a trine that exists right now in this new moon in Aries, with all of these planets that are stacked and lined up right now in Aries, that's a very important energy for you right now. And that's what helps you make a powerful move. You have the seventh house, house of relationships, commitments. Notice even the twine binding those hands reminds me of what it called, like a maypole ceremony in some pagan traditions, where that's part of a marriage ceremony, where the hands are tied together, not necessarily with cord, very often with ribbon. I've actually done that before when I've officiated ceremonies, but I try to, I use something like satin ribbon or something sexy. but there's that commitment, the seventh house. And also, again, as it relates to your charts, you may want to take a look at what's in your seventh house. That's very important for you right now. Again, your relationships, your commitments, the relationship that you have with your personal relationships, as well as your professional relationships. A couple of more messages and a crystal for you. It says, "My fearless freedom lights up the world." You're a boss. Going back to your Emperor card, right? You are not meant to cower or step back. You really are meant to have an impact, pile number 2. You are meant to have an impact. And again, that's why you were drawn to the Holy Spirit, because your essence, your soul's calling is very tied into the upper realms, and it's not, I'm not coming from ego. It's not about, you're somehow above and beyond whatever. We all know better than that. That might be why you had to deal with some healing. But freedom, it lights up the world. Being fearless, you light up the world. You really do help others. You really do bring things into existence through that cosmic womb. Thoughts create your reality. There you have it. Thoughts create your reality. And that's also why you needed that Seven of Cups energy. Take time to choose. Take time to consider. Take time to reflect. Take time to understand what might need to be reformed. Not starting over, but what might need to be reformed, so that you can really operate in your gifts and accept the gifts that Spirit has for you as this leader, as this legacy builder, as someone who is birthing and helping to manifest something that's meant to last. 100%. It's meant to last. The stone that will help you during this time is amazonite. Solace, a healthy lifestyle, clear communication, and balance. All right? And I like this. It's a calming energy, this amazonite, because some of you may have naturally a desire and a willingness to just like pop out, get it done, get on it, get on it. But this is a time that Spirit is saying, there's some things you need to take a minute to recognize all the choices that are before you, because there's more than one way to go about it. There's definitely more than one way to go about it. And so this gives you, talk about that healing energy. The amazonite gives you the balance to be able to, and clear communication, to be able to understand your natural inclination to get it done, to go for it. Here's a class, here's a person, here's a thing, here's an idea that I have, here's a business plan, pulling up out your computer and get it done and go do things and da 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 da. And that's beautiful. There's just some clarity. that Spirit wants you to have around it, and taking some time to assess what you've already done. Your fearless freedom lights up the world. You deserve a big pat on the back and hug for what you've already done, pile number 2. All right. And then that leads you into your thoughts where you begin to create and really get ready to walk into this next phase of your reality as a boss, as a legacy maker. All right. Woo! Happy for you. Definitely happy for you. Very high calling. Your soul's calling is, your soul is not playing with you. Your soul is on a trumpet calling you, pile number 2. All right. All right. And moving on, last but not least, to pile number 3. Those of you who were drawn to the Crown of Success oil with the yellow calcite. Crown of Success, yellow calcite. Let's see this new moon in Aries, your soul's calling. You have the Wheel of Fortune. All right. Karma, destiny, fate, experience. With the Wheel of Fortune, we tend very often reflecting a reset or a restart when you reduce it down to the number 1. And we are in a 1 year, right? 2026 equates to the number 1. So the Wheel of Fortune is one of those archetypes in tarot that is with us throughout the year, as is the Magician. So you may be entering a new life cycle. Crown of Success. Headed towards it, already done a lot of work towards it, laid a lot of plans towards it, and you're ready for that next step. You have the Queen of Swords, strategic, calm, rational, data-driven, perhaps some of you are, really analytical in your thinking. What is my next step? What is the saying? Work smarter, not harder kind of energy here. You have the Two of Wands, definitely focused forward. Talk about the Wheel of Fortune, your next steps. Definitely your soul's calling is urging you, begin to put the dots together, the spokes in the wheel, so you can make these moves rationally, calmly, strategically. And look, you all, I pull four tarot in each deck. Look, you got the Wheel of Fortune in this deck as well. Do you see that? What are the odds? Wow. Okay. 100,000%. This new moon in Aries for you, pile number 3, is a pivotal time. Keep in mind as well that the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is considered good luck, a planet that for the most part is considered lucky, but it is also it is about growth. It is about expansion. It is about expanding. Two of Wands, what you are focused on towards, like the expansion of a dream, but you do it methodically, rationally, really well thought out. It's not rash behavior. It's behavior that has built up to this point, step by step. You have a yes that comes for you. So whatever your question is, right? Whatever's most pressing, Spirit is saying yes. If you're asking, is now the time? This vision focused forward, is this the thing I should be doing? Crown of Success you were drawn to, this yellow calcite. Yes, look at that. I'm loving how even color-wise that comes right into play there. Yes. Yes. Time to make a move. Time to grow. Is this the next phase of my soul's calling and my path? Yes. Look at this. Welcome. Spirit says, on the one hand, I heard you're welcome, right? Your soul's calling out, yep, you're welcome. We got you. We're moving you forward. The answer is yes. There's going to be some good luck lining up for you. Double. I mean, what are the odds? You got that in both decks, right? Welcome. Like you really have a lot of good momentum going in your favor right now, pile number 3. Do not let this energy pass you by. And it's not about behaving rashly or feeling like you're on a clock, literally tick, 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 like you're on a clock and you got to do it right now, it is important that you remain calm and rational and thought out and strategic. But overall, the message for your soul's calling is saying you're on it. If you had any questions about what you're doing in your life's work, the next decisions, choosing to move, whatever stage of life you're in that's in motion and that you're planning, Two of Wands, looking towards the future, man, do you have some good energy coming toward you. You have gratitude in Capricorn energy. You know, Spirit is saying here, take a moment to be grateful for all that you've accomplished, because the Wheel of Fortune, again, is an energy that it's not a new energy. Whatever this is pointing to for you all, pile number 3, this is life's work. This is life's energy. This is something that's been in place for quite a while. These are relationships that have been in place for a long time, a vision that you've had, a goal that you set, that you are now really ready to take off on. Like, this is not new. There's gratitude for all of the experience that you've gained, all of the knowledge that you've gained, going into that Queen of Swords energy, everything that you've been able to process. Spirit is saying, take a moment to be grateful, to express the gratitude for every step along the wheel, for every step, for every stage of life, because that is what sets you up for this beautiful, in fact, I'm going to put this over here, that welcome and that yes. That's what sets you up for that stage of life that you're in right now. You have Waking the Doggone Lion. You better go ahead, pile number 3. Waking the Lion. Crown of success you were drawn to. I'm telling you. Do it. Whatever to do, just do it logically. Do it methodically. Do it strategically. But wow, Waking the Lion. Coming into a real understanding of yourself. Coming into an understanding of everything that you learned. How you had to learn it. Good times, bad times. Because all of that's contained in the Wheel of Fortune. But again, going back to karma and destiny and fate, your soul's calling, waking up to it. Fearlessly, courageously, deservedly. There's a part of that there too. You deserve it. And if you don't typically talk to yourself that way, now's the time. If you're calling in this energy, now's the time. Yellows would be really good for you right now. Yellows, golds, citrines. If you work with gemstones, I do have a gemstone. I haven't seen it yet. I pulled for everyone a crystal. But definitely warm, fiery energy. Everything you see here is beneficial to you right now. Waking that lion. I'm going to put that, well, here, let's do this. I want to keep all my warm, fiery energy right there together. Yeah, that's the energy that you're going to be in right now, and Spirit wants you to be in right now. I'm also drawn to the this Waking the Lion is the number 19, and 19 in tarot is the sun. Spending time in the sun. Crown of success. The sun being a card in the major arcana that is most indicative of success. There's an affirmation that I'm hearing for you all, pile number 3, that just, I am born to success. I am meant to succeed. It is my destiny to succeed. With absolute courage and being unapologetic. You've got your inner doorway. Open the door within and let life's circumstances pass through you. Open the door within. That's some of that major arcana Wheel of Fortune energy as well. There's a processing that you're doing, and that ties into the Queen of Swords. It's when you open the door within, it's understanding everything. The lion-hearted, right? We think about the lion represented the courage, having a courageous heart. You have the heart of a lion. Pile number 3. You've got the heart of a lion, but that doesn't mean that you have not, you haven't had to process. Being a human on this earth means you're going to go through ups and downs. The wheel of fortune is, sometimes we go through a difficult period of life, followed by an easier part of life, followed by a sort of, not no big highs or lows part of life. It's all a cycle, and it all adds up to what moves you forward. You have an anchor that comes for you. There's stability. But the key here, the anchor can work a couple of ways. One is, Spirit is saying, don't, the clock, the circle is always going. The wheel is always turning. Don't get too tied into one phase of life or one idea, Queen of Swords, or one way of being, that you cut yourself short on the vision that you have for your future. And you are solid. On the other hand, that's this. You are solid. You are grounded. You are supported. And so it's moving. It's knowing when to ground yourself and be anchored, but it's also knowing when it's time to pull up the anchor and move. And that's where that's your soul's calling right now, is knowing when to do what, logically. You've got the wall, obstacles. This is mental. This really feels mental to me. Mental, and maybe to a certain extent emotional. But that's what you work through gratitude. I see now what Spirit is saying with that. You have perhaps focused on the obstacles and had to wait things out. For some of you, you could be at a stage of life where you're still in search of your soul's calling. You're still, really trying to come to grips with what that is, because you feel like you hit a wall and there have been obstacles to it. But I'm telling you, that is shifting in a major way right now. Coming back over here, that is shifting for you in a major way. And I also think that's why you got that anchor, because don't be weighed down by the obstacles, but rather be grounded in your knowing that Spirit has your back. You have a square astrologically that comes up here, and squares create tension, stalls, obstacles. But it can be tied to frustration, demand, struggles, hurts, and sometimes it has to reconcile things. So I would say look at your chart, both your natal chart and a transit chart if you have one, and see where there are squares. That sort of conflicting challenges, basically. And those challenges are where that Queen of Swords energy will be helpful to you. Because rather than seeing those challenges as something you cannot surmount, this is where this comes in, where you open the door within. The challenges are meant to get you to stretch, not stress, gosh forbid, to stretch that inner doorway. To let your heart grow bigger, expand more. Believe in your dreams. Have the courage of a lion. Welcome what's coming next. See the answer from Spirit as being yes, yes, yes. As improbable as the goal you have right now may be, maybe you're in your 60s or 70s and thinking about starting a new business and you're like, am I too old for that? No. Spirit said, yes, do it. Wake the lion. Do it. All right? And recognizing that to the extent that there is some squared off energy or what feels like a wall or obstacles, you stretch yourself bigger to get past that. You have 2 Wheel of Fortunes that came for you. No way, no how you can't expand beyond it, right? You have a waning crescent moon, and that is, I know that in waning moon energy, it is what's on the way out. It's what's being released. And I'm going to put that right there, because that's what that energy pattern is speaking to. Whatever has has presented challenges, which presented obstacles to you over time. It's influence, the influence of those things. Maybe it's astrologically, maybe it's astrologically with other energies, but it is waning. It's on the way out. I am the dreamer of my dream. I am the dreamer of my dream. That's such a powerful affirmation, pile number 3. So, what Spirit is saying there, talk about waking the lion. Spirit is saying, this is you. This is your life. Wheel of Fortune. This is your life. You are the dreamer of your dream. It's not about what others have said you should do. You could be someone who has spent some time answering to others' demands, rising up to the expectations of others, pushing yourself to meet, certain achievements, certain life markers of achievements that that you thought were right, that seemed more in alignment with conventional wisdom. But you're the dreamer of your dream now. You're waking the lion. Your beliefs are right for you. Look how nicely that aligns. Your beliefs are right for you. You are the dreamer of your dream. There's some independence here. Talk about being courageous and waking the lion. So yes, some of you for sure are the obstacle that has held you back, if you will, from fully recognizing your soul's calling and certainly living it, is because you've been living in relation to others or others' expectations or goals that you set for yourself that really were about what others told you meant achievement, meant success, right? All things, you were drawn to this crown of success. So your definition of that is what is changing. That Two of Wands, focusing towards your future. Your definition of that, your beliefs are right for you. You dream your dreams. Okay? And finally, a stone that will help you during this time is Moldavite. Healing, protection, telepathy, and connection. Deep stone of transformation as well. I'm surprised that's not on this card. Moldavite. There are people who wear it and say it, sometimes the energy of it can be a little too strong. I don't have that issue with it, but it is deeply transformative. It is deeply, like, it's a heavy hitter stone. You might want to look it up, research it a little bit, but that's what comes for you. All right, pile number 3. Wow, I'm still blown away that you got, what are the odds? You got Wheel of Fortune twice. Please, if you're not familiar with tarot, look it up. Google, do a little research on the meaning of the major arcana, Wheel of Fortune. Check out some Moldavite and say yes. Say yes to success. All right? Thank you so much. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.